this selection is seeing the evolution of DTH Vandermerve from working on the wing to outside center to inside center. Is that just your growing confidence in his ability and getting him the ball more?
Well, with a couple of players having to go back to their work, and Ryan Smith and David Spicer, it's given us the opportunity to try it. It's something that I have sort of thought about for a little while now. I just want to see if DDH can bring a little bit of creativity around that midfield area, and he fits the sort of skill set that I'm looking for in that position. So I know it's a big ask to give him the opportunity in this particular game, but we've given him a fair bit of time at training in that area, and also he played a sort of inter-squad game pre-Ireland at number 12. So it's not as if he's been chucked in and off the bat. He's had a bit of time there, so it's something that we certainly want to look at, and we'll see how it goes on Saturday.
Andrew Tiedemann getting a vote of confidence again in the front row. It wasn't an easy first day for him against Wales, but he seems like a game young player.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take it in the context that it is. I mean, the prop he marked on in the Wales game as a veteran of 50 internationals. He's propped against the best players in the world, and we thought Andrew just he acquitted himself really well. I've worked hard this week on a couple of things from a technical point of view, because he's a person that's played majority of his rugby at loosehead, and he's been converted to a tight head, and certainly he came through that first game with a lot of experience that he'll grow from, and we just think that he's improving all the time, and Doug Woolridge is working hard with him as well. So it's those two players are certainly improving in that area, and there's no substitute for actually getting out there and doing it. And when you look at a team like Georgia, their front rowers or their whole forward pack is a very experienced and well-drilled unit who are used to playing at the top level in France. So it's going to be another big battle for them, but we're certainly confident that he can do the job.
Uncapped player in John Moonlight on the bench, and there's a whole lot of John Moonlight. He's big and he's fast, and looks like he could be an exciting, guess what, another flanker. You got embarrassment of riches at the back row.
Yeah, all the same sort of height and all the same sort of players. So but John deserves his chance. I mean, it's come about through Shawn Michaels left the group now with a bit of an injury that needs a bit of time to recover, and then we suddenly have Jeb Sinclair and Chauncey O'Toole both carrying injuries, which have ruled them out of selection for this game. So it just shows you that it's a case of you got to keep at it, because you never know when your opportunity will come. And a week ago John was settling in for probably a bit of a summer break, but suddenly he's he always has kept up the training, and suddenly now he's on the bench and with the possibility of getting a run in a full international. So he's come through really well this year. John has. He's improved. He went away on a sevens trip. His skill level is getting better all the time, and certainly he'll grow from this environment, and further on down the track will be there in a lot more permanent fixture, I would think.
So the boys got to keep their cell phone bills paid so they can answer the call, huh?
Yeah, no, they just have to be ready, and he's a guy, like I said, who's worked really hard. He's made huge strides in the fitness side of things, and his skill level and the work he's done. So, like I say, he deserves his opportunity if he gets there, and I hope it goes well for him.
And looking at Georgia, you're commenting this morning about a very big team, and we've played against big teams before, but does this affect your game plan? Are you trying to implement a Canadian game plan, or is it a game plan to deal with the size of the Georgians?
Oh, I think whenever you play, you look at both sides of things. I mean, there's when we watch their last 3 or 4 games, they've certainly got a little bit more open in their play than what they were, say, this time last year. But they're big players. They have a very solid scrum and line out that performs really well. So we've got to get our things right, our set plays right, to be able to combat that and then put the pressure back on them. So there is a couple of things that we're going to try and bring to the table, but there's it's the old adjective, you've got to win up front, win those contact areas to get yourself on the front foot and be able to play some rugby. So we'll be trying to do that on Saturday. The altitude, we're just getting used to that, but that's exactly the same for them. It's a bit of a narrower field than normal. That's exactly the same for them. So we're on a level playing field running out there, and hopefully we can implement what we want to on the game.
Have you seen this team growing steadily through its assembly prior to the Irish game and on through to now?
Yeah, I think the big thing through from the Irish to the Welsh game was we were time together, and we were able to get more play more of a structure that we wanted to against Wales probably, but the challenge now for us is to step it up again. You know, we've had another week together now, and we've got to keep growing as far as our performance on the paddock goes, and the pressure has to go back on the individuals to perform and be accountable for their performance that goes out there. So yeah, they've come together. You know, they're a great group. You know, there's a lot of banter and that sort of amongst them, and they're a really close-knit group, and hopefully we can put all that comes into a good performance.
All right, well, good luck on Saturday, and hope it goes Canada's way.
Cheers, Doug. Thanks for that.